NicoB, here with the Let's Watch of Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories. Yes, we are here for one quickie. Kingdom Hearts lore, one last one. I mean, we still got Dark Road, but like I said, I'm gonna wait a bit before, wait for that to be done before I go and watch it. But we're just off the heels of finishing up the remainder of Union Cross. And I figure while we're at it, we might as well check out the cutscenes to Melody of Memories. And just for those of you who may not know, why am I not doing a Let's Play of Melody of Memories? Well, it's because it's a rhythm game. It's a rhythm game and it's mostly just kind of pointless bullshit, all right? Except for the stuff that we're gonna watch here. A lot of it is just treading things that have already been talked about before. Like literally the cutscenes are 50 minutes, right? The full cutscenes for this game are 50 minutes. The first half of these cutscenes is literally recap. We're really only gonna be watching about 25 minutes. This is probably not gonna be super duper long. And it's because of this reason that I'm gonna be sticking, by the way, this video. If you ever wanna watch this video again, this video is gonna be going in the same playlist that Union Cross is, okay? Because I'm literally right off the heels of that, and I actually have stuff I wanna talk about from the end of Union Cross that you guys commented on that I feel like should be brought up in terms of understand what the fuck was going on. But yeah, so it's a rhythm game, and it's like, I'm just not really all that into rhythm games in general. I don't really care, honestly. I want to play an actual Kingdom Hearts game with, you know, smacking shit with a keyblade and regular RPG mechanics and stuff that we've been doing all the way up to this point. I just don't really care to play a game like this. Same reason why I definitely don't care to dump probably hundreds of hours into a free-to-play mobile game, as I also probably do a lot of retreading through Disney worlds and probably have to pay some microtransactions or some shit. It's like, nah, man, I'm sorry. I'm not down with that. So I'll just take my lore and I'll be on my way. But hopefully you guys understand. Unfortunately, this will not take super long. But yes, I do just want to say, if you are watching this video like separately from other things and you haven't seen the end of Union Cross or my videos on the end of Union Cross, I do really recommend you watch that, because I'm about to just talk a whole bunch of spoilers right now at the start of this, because I just want to bring up the stuff that you guys had told me about to help explain the things, because I feel like that to help explain what the hell was going on, because you guys did leave some really great comments about that. So one of the things, so many fucking things happened in the end. One of the things that was actually in regards to the 13 Darknesses. So I actually got really fucking confused, because they were talking about like, there's 7 Darknesses, and I was like, what? I thought there were 13. I thought that was the whole point of this shit. And the way it's worked, one of you guys actually set this up and try to give credit where credit's due here. Cyrus Halberd left a bunch of really good comments, and he talked about, so the Master and Masters plan to have the 13 Darknesses destroyed by allowing them to take on physical form through the bodies of strong Keyblade wielders. As he planned, the 7 strongest pieces of darkness ended up in the hearts of the Master himself, Lushu, and the 5 Foretellers. Okay, so that's what I thought was the 7 Darknesses, but there are actually other ones. So the pieces 8 through 12 were planned to enter the hearts of the 5 new Union leaders. One succeeded in finding a foothold in Ventus, is presumably still present in his heart as of reminding Kingdom Hearts 3. The other 4, however, were trapped in the data world by Ephemer and the player character, who pretended to be controlled by them for the plan to work. The 13th Darkness was supposed to be trapped in the data world and destroyed, but escaped thanks to Maleficent. Based on Master's comments, this one eventually degraded and gave birth to the Heartless. Wow. Okay, so that makes a bit more sense. The problem is, you know what I feel like the problem with Union Cross's story in a lot of ways is? I feel like there's a lot of interesting lore there. I feel like it's not told very well. I feel like how they tell the story isn't done super great. They make it more confusing than it really fucking needed to be, right? I feel like they kept saying shit that, like, I just generally got fucking confused about. I'm like, why? Like, what? Like, just the way they described how some of this shit worked was like, and maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm just fucking slow in the uptake, but some of this stuff, like, I got very confused about the number of Darknesses, right? I swear to God, there's just a point where there's like, yeah, there's just 7 Darknesses and the 7 most powerful Darknesses, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Kingdom Hearts lore be confusing, all right? I suppose that's just how it is at this point. But okay, so that's interesting. So that's kind of cool now, right? So that at least gives us an idea of what the setup for this whole thing. Because originally the idea behind 13 Darknesses and 7 Lights, right, seemed really fucking random. The 7 lights kind of made sense because it was like 7 princesses of hearts. So we're like, okay, but why was it always had to be 13 darknesses? That was something that was never really explained until now. So it has this precedent from all the way back with the Master of Masters. And seemingly it goes even further back than that, because now there's actually an origin to the darkness itself, which seems like it was originally like a friend of the Master of Masters. And I guess through a different Keyblade War, he lost his form and became darkness. Interesting. I will not be surprised if at some fucking point we get a game or some side shit. It's probably going to show up on your Game Boy Advance. It's going to explain all that stuff, right? Of all the things that happened with the Master Masters and that other Keyblade War. You thought that was the first Keyblade War with the Union Cross? Well, fuck you, stupid. Nah, that's the second one. Hell, we've had 3 up to this point, apparently. Next up, so Lucio and Brain. In one of the Kingdom Hearts 3 secret reports, Lucio briefly mentioned he planned to take the body of one of the Union leaders as his first vessel. As evidenced by the ending of Union Cross, Brain was the only person available whose body he could take. And you guys also explained in greater detail, like, what the fuck was happening there. Because, yeah, I mean, Lucio had already brought up, or Ziggy, at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, that he'd already taken on a number of different forms. So to sort of elaborate more on what was going on, what he did was he took the heart of Brain and removed it from his body, and I think essentially transported him into the future, where he ended up at Scala ad Caelum, right? And then he took his body and basically, I guess he was the first vessel, right? This also ties back to why did the Master of Masters call Lucio Traitor Lucio? It's because Lucio technically didn't do what he was supposed to do for the Master Masters, what the Master Masters had asked him to do. But it seems like the Master Masters knew he was going to do that too. Like, I kind of knew that. I kind of had a feeling that'd be the case, that it was like, yeah, like he's intentionally doing things, right, and telling people things because that's what they need to hear to do the thing that he actually needs them to do. That's what I'm taking away from this, at least, because he called him Traitor Lucio for basically, instead of passing off the Keyblade, you know, the Keyblade with the Master's eye on it, to a rightful successor, he instead decides to take matters into his own hands, Lucio that is, and be the one constantly in his care and keeping an eye on things. And that means that he has to keep getting new vessels to survive for, you know, however many years. It does make me wonder why how old was Lucio at that point? Do you really need a vessel? Do you really need fucking Brain at that moment? I guess so. I don't know. I'm guessing the darkness must be in Lucio at this point, right? Like, that's what happened with Lucio. It seemed like he willingly took that on to him, right? When he, like, faced it in, right before he met with Brain. I guess so. So yeah, that's why he was called Traitor Lucio, because that's what he defines as a traitor, someone who didn't do what Master had asked him to do. So technically, I guess you could say he was the traitor, but also in the same way, the Master he even clarified that, yeah, I just kind of told everybody that because that would cause them to turn on each other, so the darkness would get in their hearts. All right, you keeping up with me? I think. I'm sorry, I'm at least relatively understanding this a bit better now. Okay, that's better. By the way, an aside that you guys actually point out too is that it was also hinted at that Lucio was the quote-unquote traitor here, because a lost page that Gula received from the, I guess, the copy of the Book of Prophecies, stated that the traitor was the one who bears the sigil, which Lucio is the only one with in the foretellers with X in their name, which is like the recruitment sigil. So, aha, intriguing. So you could have sort of pieced it together that way as well. It is kind of misleading though, because in the end, all of this, right? Even to call him a traitor seems kind of stupid, because in the end, everyone's goal is kind of the same thing. I mean, clearly the Master of Masters is a fucking frigid bitch, right? Like, he's basically, in order to defeat darkness, he's basically sacrificing the lives of his proteges, which is pretty messed up. But at the same time, I feel like at this point, it was pretty obvious that the Master Masters wasn't going to be like a good guy, right? At least I was definitely not feeling that. I'm like, yeah, he's probably going to be kind of fucked up, just based on the shit that he was telling everybody. Because the only way that any of this would work was for someone to mastermind this entire thing, and that's going to be the Master Masters, right? I don't think he's necessarily evil. I've seen some people say like, oh, he's a bad guy. I don't think so. I don't think he's good or evil. I think he's basically, I guess maybe you call it like chaotic neutral or something. He's basically someone who is incredibly unpredictable in his nature and achieve what he sees as justice by any means necessary. He considers the darkness evil. He sees no other way to do it, so he's just gonna like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do some really terrible shit to these guys, but it's gonna get rid of it for the betterment of everybody, apparently. I think at this point, though, too, I think it's also like, I think Kingdom Hearts has kind of reached a point where seemingly light and dark aren't necessarily good and evil, right? It's kind of what I feel like has been suggested for a while now, like at the end of even Kingdom Hearts 3, where it's like, it's not necessarily like darkness is always bad and light is always great, you know? It's just the people that use it. I think that's kind of what they're trying to go for here, though it does get a little wishy-washy at points. Another thing you guys point out too, and I had a feeling, the only fate of the people that we saw get transported in the future that we don't know about is Skuld. And I did see a lot of you guys say that you think very likely Skuld is likely Subject X. Because apparently it's like in like, I think the first report from the answer reports, which was I think written by Subject X, describing her homeworld as something from a fairy tale, recalling 4 friends and a key, in the words, may your heart be your guiding key. So the 4 friends and the key would be like Ephemer and the other union leaders. And that's interesting. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling that might be the case. I was thinking it's either going to be Strelitzia or Skuld. Because to be perfectly honest, I don't think we'd really know what happened to Strelitzia either. I think it's going to be one or the other. I think it's going to be Strelitzia or Skuld that's Subject X here. It's kind of funny because I think people thought it was Skuld for a long time. Because it's like, you basically have to narrow it down by process of who, and there's not that many female characters, honestly, unless you count like Elrena, but we already kind of know what's happening with her. So it's like, all right, who, by the process of elimination, who's left that hasn't had like a backstory explained and we don't know what's going on with them at this point? Skuld and maybe Strelitzia. But hearing that line and the fact that Strelitzia, I mean, I don't think she was ever really around for a point that had a similar instance of 4 friends and a key, it's most likely Skuld. I would agree with that. Okay, and the other thing, and this one, okay, I think some of this other stuff is actually kind of interesting and cool, if not insanely confusing and made needlessly more confusing than it needs to be. This one I think is wholeheartedly dumb as fuck, and I'm not a big fan of. So it turns out, yes, the game was actually insinuating that the OC character, your OC created character, that basically like traps the 4 darknesses and then sacrifices themselves. Yes, they reincarnate as fucking Xehanort. Fuck you, Nomura. Come on, man. That's so stupid. It's so fucking dumb, dude. God damn it. I'm not a big fan of that one personally. I know you could probably argue that, well, Nico, isn't a lot of this other shit kind of dumb? Here's the thing. I feel like if you have enough of a reasoning behind your crazy bullshit logic, it can still make lore diving a lot of fun and kind of fulfilling in its own way. This one just seems like I just want to decide to make that OC character. I'm just gonna make him Xehanort. Why the fuck not? Everybody's Xehanort, you know? And it's like, I kind of wish what they just did is simply have I thought it was fine that he ended up sacrificing himself and he died, and that's kind of what I thought would happen to the OC character, right? Because we can't have you fucking floating about in our CGI cutscenes. So, you know, that worked fine to me, but now we're gonna bring him back as fucking, like, he's actually just Xehanort reincarnated. Like, your OC basically becomes what is young and old Xehanort. Come on, man. That's just dumb. Why can't it's just been like people they reference him in like later like secret reports or some shit or lore, like, man, I remember my good friend who sacrificed himself to do this, and we don't need to like do anything else with him. We don't need to like make his heart float around and do some shit, because that's the other problem I have a lot of times with some of the Kingdom Hearts characters, that unfortunately nobody ever stays fucking dead in these games. Like, even Strelitzia has clearly come back again, and it's like, it's not like I like it when like characters die, but unfortunately when you keep bringing them back like every time, it does kind of start to like make you feel like death is just not gonna happen, like, so you don't worry too much if a character quote unquote dies. Not to mention the scenes where that happens, it kind of like loses his impact a bit, you know? That scene where Axel seemingly died. Oh wait, no, he's fine, he's back. Oh, what about Aqua? Nah, she's fine. Maybe she came back. She got Norda, but she's back again. No big deal. What about the 8 million other characters that seemingly died at some point, but then we just kind of bring back? It's something that I kind of wish they wouldn't do so much, you know? Loss is a very powerful storytelling technique, you know? having characters die and they don't come back again through some magical bullshit. It's like, it's sad that when they go, but at the same time, it also can make character motivations that much stronger. And it just, I don't know, it feels like too much backpedaling sometimes. Like Roxas, dude, I love fucking Roxas. I love him to death, but even part of me is like, man, he came back again, you know, after he and Axel and stuff, they like had some really kind of seemingly badass ways of, you know, either disappearing or like Roxas returning to Sora. You know, it's like, I don't know, that's just my thought process. I just kind of wish he wouldn't do it so much. It's kind of why, even though Cerealia died, she's probably gonna come back, but I hope she doesn't, honestly. But seemingly, nah, she's probably gonna come back. They have her in a white cloak and they shot her to the future, and that's gonna play into something. I'm almost wondering maybe if Skuld is Subject X, maybe Cerealia is the floating heart that was in the sky space, you know, where Sora like lost parts of himself and he had to gather them back up again, and he ran around, he found like hearts floating around or light. Maybe Cerealia was one of those. We didn't, because there's like one person there that we didn't know who it was. Maybe. I do actually still have one question I want to pose to you guys, and I'd love to hear if anyone has an answer for this. So one thing I sort of realized when I kind of went back to look at it again, so Ephemer actually didn't travel in time at all. He's the only one who didn't. His pod like basically didn't, I guess, shoot it forward in time quickly enough. And you can see it floating in the water after the world is destroyed. So he's basically just, the world gets destroyed, he opens his pod, he's still fucking there, and he's the only one there. And from that point, he then founds Scala Column, and I guess builds an entire city somehow, all by himself, and then makes new people. Where do these other people come from? Whatever. But my question then is, how did the world stay behind? Like, didn't it fall into darkness? Hadn't we seen this before? Doesn't like the world essentially like disappear entirely? Like, why was it still there? Like, what happened with that? That I'm kind of confused about, right? All like we saw in Dream Drop Distance, we saw that when the worlds are fall into darkness, like Destiny Islands did at one point, it literally goes to a sleeping world and is cut off from everything else. Unless a Scala Column a sleeping world? But I thought when that happens that like everybody is basically like inert or something. I don't know. Maybe, and then again, I guess we did technically go to those worlds, but we had to do like kind of like a weird special way of doing it. I don't know, fuck, it's just so confusing. But that's what I'm sort of confused about. Like, why is the world still there? Why it gets destroyed, but at the same time, it's just a lot of water everywhere now. How does that work? But yeah, that also explains why we see Daybreak Town underwater. I guess part of that, even though it wasn't like the town upside down, it seems like that was already like destroyed, or I guess maybe it was just it's sunk, like the city sunk below the ocean. I don't know, man. I don't know. Probably just thinking about it too much, but I'd love if anyone has like a theory or an idea behind that. I'd love to hear it. All right, I think that's kind of it. I think that's explains most of what was still kind of lingering in my mind and that I was kind of confused about by the end of it. But interesting. It is interesting. But like I said, I still have the big issue of Nomura just creating too many plot points at this point. Like, there's so much shit happening in this series, and a lot of it still has not been explained. So it gets really, really confusing when you stop to try to think about like certain scenes and the decisions of some characters, right? Some of the stuff, like, as cool as it can be, some of it also seems needlessly complicated for what the Masters was trying to do, which is simply trap darkness and fucking kill it. Like, really? Do we have to do it this way? This insane way? We gotta transport the fucking foretellers forward into the future or something? And like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It seems like there had to have been an easier way than this. But anyway, so now we're gonna check out Melody of Memory, cutscenes from the rhythm game. Again, this is these cutscenes were from Everglow, which I'll leave a link to your channel in the description. This will be relatively quick because, like I said, half of it is basically recap. But real quick, I'm just gonna check and see what the start is.
Led by a mysterious voice, Sora stepped through the door that marked the start of his journey.
Okay, this looks like it.
Sora, Riku, and I wanted to see the world beyond our island.
So this game seems to focus mainly on Kairi as well. Like,
Sora
she's on the cover of the box and everything.
With a man from another world.
I don't know in what fashion
Meanwhile,
exactly.
Donald and Goofy received a letter from Mickey asking them to find the holder of a certain key.
So, which is cool. I kind of would have liked if she'd gotten
One
like her
fateful
own,
night,
you know, actual
darkness consumed
action
Destiny
RPG
Islands
Kingdom Hearts game as
Riku
opposed to a
disappeared
rhythm
into the
game, but
darkness.
whatever. Take what
My
we can get, I
heart
guess.
managed to
Okay, yeah. So this is really is. There's no
Lock away the
setup either.
darkness
It's just
and
like here's some
position.
recap with
Fill up the
Kairi
data
voicing
set.
over everything.
More and
So I
more
believe it's
strange
like wait.
messages kept made
I saw some.
training to become Keyblade wielders.
Okay, this is Kingdom Hearts 3.
Deciding battle with the
Epic
true
battle. Oh, I think we get it.
I had disappeared during the battle.
Okay.
And Sora was determined to bring me back. He set off on his journey once more. Alone.
And then remind, and then... Back to this fucking place again.
This place.
I am glad that we got to play as Kairi and Remind, even if it's just for a little bit. Yes, this place. So is this after she gets saved? Before she gets saved? I'm trying to remember exactly how the end of Remind went. Other than Sora being transported. Oh my god. Yes, the final world. Do you actually control Kairi like regularly here? I almost wonder how this shit plays into the rhythm game aspect of this. Uh-oh. My brain! Da-da-da-da. Radiant Garden? Oh, is this, baby Kairi? And she gets saved by Aqua? And then, like... and then, like, basically actually touches her Keyblade, and that's how she gets the Keyblade. It's very, very epic way of becoming a Keyblade master. Yeah, I think this is it. Da da da. Wait. What? Okay, I don't remember that. Okay, so young Terranort.
This world will be engulfed in darkness.
Oh, this fucking thing.
Everything you care about, and everyone you love.
What?
If you truly possess the power of a Princess of Heart, your heart will resonate with the Keyblade wielders, and I believe you can lead me to that wielder's world.
What? Wait, what?
Your heart will resonate with the possess the power of a Princess of Heart. I believe you can lead me to that wielder's world.
So they're in the machine.
That
They're
is
in the
only
lifeboat.
Possible way to save ours. You see, this is more than an experiment. It's hope. Like most, you probably believe that nothing exists outside of this world you live in. And yet, there are countless other worlds. You can see them sparkle brilliantly in the night sky.
Like our character saying nothing.
Through that sea of stars, fate will guide your ship to where you are meant to be.
So Kairi gets yoinked up by fucking Terranort?
However, if you arrive in a world that's neither of light nor darkness, but somewhere on the other side, your task will be far from easy. If that happens, you must abandon your search. We have failed.
Yeah, what the fuck? Is this how she ends up on Destiny Islands or some shit? Because I guess when you stop to think about it, how the fuck did she end up on Destiny Islands to begin with, all right? That's never really explained, at least not very well. Actually, I don't think it's explained at all. Yeah, because it also there's like she was in the time period and birthed by sleep, right? So that would mean that she should be like considerably older, I think, by the time Kingdom Hearts 1 rolls around. Wait, no, technically no. Sora was the same age as Kairi about anyway during that time. So did she just go somewhere and not get transported in time? Just got transported to Destiny Islands? Eh? It's the flower thing that we got as Sora. It's gonna break apart? Yeah. I'm thinking this is before Sora gets her. Yeah. I can fly! Whee! I guess. Hey, what's up?
Who are you? Show your face.
It's me, Horace! Hey, what's up?
Not so fast, my dear.
You're the one who keeps messing with my fate. If it weren't for everything that you've done, then Sora and everyone would be safe. Even if you're not really here, and this is just a memory or illusion, I won't let you walk away.
Die!
You're right, I set you adrift in another world and drastically altered the course of your fate. In the end, you were destroyed by my hand, paving the way for Sora's disappearance.
Damn you, Christopher Lloyd. Key beam! Huh? Nani?
You've become quite the Keyblade wielder. For a retired master, yes, it prepared you remarkably well.
Stop grabbing it,
This
weirdo.
world was created from the memories contained within your heart. You seek clues to Sora's whereabouts by using your memories of him to search through your own heart. But there's nothing for you to find here. I'm afraid the answer you seek lies in memories that are long gone.
Actually, no. This is
I have had enough of this.
No. That's right. In Remind, I believe, right? We actually see Kairi like, I need to do something, right, to save Sora. This is that after that, right? And I think she like does some shit with Zexion. I need to go back and rewatch that now. It's fucking been a while because I don't remember. But yeah, so that's what she's doing. She's just looking for Sora now that Sora has saved her. She's back, I think. I'm nimble for an old man. I got the fingers. Well, you don't like this Keyblade? I've got like 13 more. Oh, I lost already. Sick.
Ah, look who joined us.
Sora's here, taking over Kairi's body.
As I thought, Your voice can't reach us here. Now I'm certain of where your heart is.
Taking the cloak off. Now we dance. Ah, damn it. I'm guessing there must have been some... Then we'd go through some crazy bust-a-move minigame. And you killed me. I guess. Ah, shit. I got fucked up. Another piece of the flower.
Thank you, Sora.
On the day that I sent you out from your world, do you remember what it is I said to you?
Eat shit, bitch? No, after that.
Those words hold the answer you seek. I may cause you to suffer, but I am a product of your heart. For that reason, I shall give you your answer.
Hey, how's it going? It's me, Daddy Zemnis, Daddy Man Sex. And me, other guy. And me, old cloaked man with no arms. Wait, what is up with my weird little nubbin arms? This is back when I was voiced by Billy Zane. Well, what does he say? A meaningless effort. Those who know nothing can understand nothing. I miss Billy Zane.
Before,
Terran
when my
Hort.
heart and body were still united as one, I told you about what would happen if we were to fail. If you arrive in a world that's neither of light nor darkness, but somewhere on the other side,
You done fucked up.
your task will be far from easy. That is the answer I have for you.
What does that mean?
You gotta play some serious Guitar Hero. Yeah, here we go. Okay. It was literally continuing right from the end of her mind. Yeah. Which, that actually, I think it only got shown during the credits, right? It was like Kairi working with them, but they didn't really talk about it too much.
If you arrive in a world that's neither of light nor darkness, but somewhere on the other side, your task will be far from easy.
Why the fuck wasn't that in the recap?
Yes, he said that's the answer.
Not of light or darkness, but on the other side?
I've never heard of a place like that.
Something else he said perplexes me. Your voice can't reach us. I'm certain of where your heart is.
You would assume that he's referring to the realm of darkness, but that clearly isn't the case here, wouldn't you say?
Where voices can't reach. The other side of our world. Of reality. Unreality. A fictional world.
That is a pretty damn good Christopher Lee impression, I gotta say.
Fictional?
I'm afraid such mysteries are beyond our comprehension.
Maybe Mickey or Master Yen Sid knows.
Any news?
Break out!
Riku!
Oh, Kairi, you woke up.
Yeah, just now. How come you're here?
Well, actually, I found some info about Sora.
Really? We got something too.
I had to play a tough as dicks fucking game. Sykes can suck my ass!
You did? Oh,
Oh my god, Fairy Godmother, what? What do you want?
Oh, excuse me, dears. I certainly didn't mean to startle you.
What up, assholes?
If you're not expecting magic, it can be a surprise.
We're in the middle of some stuff.
no kidding.
Now then, I am the fairy godmother.
We know.
And it's a pleasure to meet you all.
They're all like, oh, Jesus Christ.
She came here at Yen Sid's request. He said she's got a clue that might help us find Sora.
Yen Sid sent you?
That's right. To find Sora, we need 3 keys. First, Riku, and then, of course, there's you, dear Kairi.
Okay.
With Riku's dreams and Kairi's memories, you two have already done your part.
Kairi's memories?
Yes.
Melodia
We
memory.
performed an examination of Kairi's heart and obtained an important clue from the lost memories it contains, which is that there's another world on the other side of ours that's not of darkness or light.
Man, I gotta say, I don't know what is up. Whoever the fuck is voice directing in these recent games of Kingdom Hearts needs to be fucking fired. I am not blaming the voice actors for this at all right? Because we know that they've got acting chops, all right, from other games. But for whatever fucking reason, this was really like, it was a little bit in Kingdom Hearts 3. It was really clear in Remind. Actually, no, it was clear pretty in a lot of ways Kingdom Hearts 3. For whatever reason, some of the characters' voice acting sounds not great. Like, much worse than previous games. Like, especially Riku's. Riku sounds rough, man. They just sound so stilted. Zexion sounds fucking weird. I mean, or whatever, Enzo.
Riku, what did you dream?
Oh. Well, since Sora disappeared, I've been having dreams about a large city with tall buildings.
Yeah, Shibuya.
Apparently, that's the clue.
A city?
Maybe that's what Xehanort was talking about. A fictional world.
A fictional world?
Yes, perhaps.
Not real like ours.
The 3 realms of our world. Light, darkness, and between. These are all places we can travel to.
The world that never was.
Because they are on our side. This also includes the worlds of memories, data, and dreams. If I am correct, then this other side of our world, from which voices cannot reach, must be a place outside of our reality. Namely, it must be unreality, or fiction.
God damn it, unreality.
But that is the extent of our knowledge.
So I thought we should go to Mickey and Master Yen Sid to ask about it.
And this is sort of seemingly ironic because Shibuya is a fucking real place, right? But they're calling it this is the fictional world, right? And we're the real world. It's kind of like seemingly this kind of ironic situation here.
I'm not
Or is
quite
it?
sure they'll be able to help you, my dear.
Then, what now?
Oh, you forget. There are 3 people who hold the key. There's still one more. One with a strong will and a very precious dream.
Mickey!
Who is it?
You'll see. I'll introduce you.
Huh?
Huh? See, like, why does Riku sound so bad? It's bugging the shit out of me. He never sounded this bad. I really do blame the voice director. Ah, fuck, it's so weird. I feel like Riku's got the worst of it, honestly. I actually thought, weirdly enough, Sora actually sounded really good in Kingdom Hearts 3, in my opinion. I feel like he actually got a decent amount of range and shit, right, during some certain scenes. But I also thought he was great in a lot of the other games, too. I don't know, it's really weird. I don't know what's going on. I guess it could be an instance of these guys are phoning in because they're like, fuck this shit. Even Quentin Flynn as Axel sounded really weird, too, I remember. All right. Now what? Let me introduce you to Noctis. Ba 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 da 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 da. Sorry.
This place.
You know it?
Yeah,
I was just here.
I came here with Sora. And also in my dreams while I slept. This is the final world.
Just according to the words on the screen.
There's no one here.
That's not true. Why don't you look closer?
Okay. The little light shards that we talked to, right? Yeah, or the stars. Stars! All right, good luck finding the one you're looking for.
I never noticed.
Yes. Strong hearts gather here after death until they are ready to move on. I'm sure she's around here somewhere.
She?
The final key.
Oh, shit.
Huh?
It's the mystery one that we were been wondering about. It's gotta be, right?
We found you. We've been searching all over for you, my dear.
Do I know you? I'm Kairi. It's a pleasure to meet you. You're all able to retain your appearance in this world. I met someone else who could do that.
Yeah. Oh, it totally is.
So she's the final key?
That's right, dear. Now we finally have all three.
But how exactly can she help?
It's simple. She came from the world on the other side.
What?
Huh?
You see, she's very special. Her form was taken from her, but she managed to find her way here. If she goes back to her world, her heart will certainly be stolen. Right, dear?
Oh. Yes. It seems you know a lot about me.
A little. And I would use my magic to change you back if I could. But I'm afraid that's impossible while you're in this form.
Say her name, damn it!
Don't fret, though. I believe that we'll find a way to make your dream come true very soon.
My dream? Come true?
I want to help make that happen. Will it lead us to Sora?
Oh, I'm afraid it's not that simple. First, we must get to her world. She can open a path for us, and you can use the power of waking to go there.
The power of waking.
The most OP
Sorry,
busted
but
shit.
did I hear you say Sora?
Huh?
Wait, do you know him? Yes. He was here. He encouraged me not to give up. Did something happen to him?
Yeah. Sora disappeared. He's a good friend of ours, so we've been looking for him.
Unless he chose not to talk to her like an
Right
asshole.
now, we think he's in a big city full of tall buildings. Ring any bells?
A city full of tall buildings. Quadratum?
Huh?
It has more skyscrapers than any other city I know.
Quadratum?
That must be it.
No, Shibuya!
Quadratum. Is that where Sora is?
There's no way of knowing. But I believe it is possible.
All right. Think you can help us?
I'm not sure exactly what's happening. But if Sora is in trouble, I want to help. Please let me know what you need from me.
Thanks.
Let me get on my fucking Ferrari and we're gonna drive there.
I'm afraid this is as much as I can do. It's up to you, Riku, to take care of the rest.
I want to go.
Kairi, that's not...
Yeah, I know. I want to go with you. But I know that I can't. I need to finish training.
Damn it. Fuck you.
I need to become stronger. And when I do, I'll be right there next to you and Sora.
No. Just let her go, damn it.
Good.
Fuck you,
But
Nomura.
first, I'll go explain everything. To Donald and Goofy, and to Mickey and Master Yen Sid.
Give Kairi a real game.
Be careful out there, dear. And try not to do anything too reckless.
I know Riku's supposed to be
Straight back if you encounter any
the
trouble.
only Keyblade master at this point, but
I will.
so from like Aqua and Yen Sid, but all right. So this is what's going to lead to Riku probably showing up in the city like we saw before, right? So this is how we got there, and the secret ending to Kingdom Hearts 3. So this place is called Quadratum. What a weird fucking name. Can't just call Shibuya, huh? So this girl is a character or a person from that world originally, huh? So it's probably just not someone we know at the moment. Oh, back to Yensid's tower. Okay. We're here too, by the way. Great.
You went alone? But that's way too dangerous.
What the fuck?
I have to go after him now. Wow.
Me and my plan must save him.
Do not be hasty, Mickey.
But Master Yen said he's all alone in a world we know nothing about.
Precisely. We have never faced something like this before. Which is why we must remain calm.
Calm the fuck down, everybody. Damn, we only got 2 minutes left.
Kairi, this information you bring us, it comes from Xehanort during his time as a researcher?
Yes.
Then that means he must have been aware of this other world for quite some time.
But we defeated Xehanort. Is there anybody else we can ask?
Must have got a shovel and want to dig up his dead body.
When I was still serving as a Keyblade Master, it was known that the ancient masters had crossed over into another world. I surmised that Xehanort looked more deeply into that world.
The ancient Keyblade Masters.
For now, we must reach out to those in Radiant Garden.
The Squaresoft characters.
Land of Departure and Twilight Town who are searching for Sora.
Oh yeah, let's get Hayden
to
in.
inform them of what we have learned.
Fucking
and have
beast.
Them halt their respective efforts. Donald, Goofy.
He's gonna drop kick the shit out of everybody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And Kairi, will you continue your training?
Damn, fuck you, all of you.
As you were before.
Kairi, you're gonna stay behind and train for another 8 games. Eventually, you're gonna be strong enough to catch up. But oh wait, sorry, the series is over. Damn, you almost had a chance there.
Actually, I'd like to study under Master Aqua.
Oh, that's cool. Yes.
That is an excellent idea.
Girl power. Let's go.
I approve.
Thank you.
And you, Mickey.
Yes.
I task you with the investigation of this new world and how it is related to the ancient Keyblade Masters.
But how?
Huh?
You'll begin in the world of Scala ad Caelum.
Scala ad Caelum in Oath Return. Wait, is that place still around? Seemingly? God damn it. They didn't show fucking any of the other one. This place, yes. So, okay. So that seems to like the Master of Masters is clearly the one in the city there, right? So the old Keyblade wielders went to Quadratium or whatever they call it, Quadrarium. They gotta give it a weird ass name. So is that where the foretellers were until they got transported by Ziggy or something? I mean, I don't see him there though, but maybe that's where they were, and this is where the Master of Masters have been hanging out for all this time. Man, I really hope this new setting, like, it's not just like this one-off thing. They were like, we're there for like 2 seconds and whatever, and then back to the usual. Like, this looks like, what makes this so like interesting and has me excited is the prospect of this being like some totally new shit. Like, they're really gonna like put a spin on the formula for whatever this next Kingdom Hearts game that involves this place ends up being, you know? Like almost like the world ends with you. Like we're just like running around, but with like Sora and maybe Riku in like a real life city with restaurants and shit, you know? Fighting Heartless. I don't know, that'd be dope. I like the idea of that. And we run into Cloud. Cloud's there too. He's still fighting Sephiroth. I don't know. It makes me excited to see what they're going to do with this, because it does seem like this is just Nomura's way of like making this world that maybe it might have been planning out in some way with Versus 13, right? Because clearly we're getting a shit ton of nods to it. And I guess that's who this girl is. I was thinking it might end up being Strelitzia, the girl that was in the final world, but maybe not. Maybe it's just some girl. Maybe it's the girl that is with not Noctis in the video game stuff that we saw in Toy Story World. You know, there was a female character. So basically the not blonde haired chick from Final Fantasy 15. It sets up for some interesting stuff. I really hope that it is like something to sort of mix things up, because it's not like I dislike the formula of going to Disney Worlds and doing, you know, the huge. But I think just the idea of this real world, something that is more like a real world than this fantastical Disney realm, or even like the stuff of like Twilight Town, Traverse Town, you know, it feels like the actual real world. It's just kind of cool. That has like a lot of potential to it. And I just really hope that Nomura doesn't squander that. Well, all right, guys. So yeah, I didn't think that would be too long, but let me know what your thoughts are about where this is going and what is going on. I still have some questions about the shit that was happening and some of this stuff, so I'd love to hear what you have to say about some of that. Hear your theories, but I think for now this is going to be the end of some of this Kingdom Hearts lore diving. We'll come back to it probably when Dark Road rolls around, and then whenever the fuck the next Kingdom Hearts game gets brought up, which we haven't heard any announcements for anything except aside from Dark Road, so if it does, if and when it happens, it's gonna be a while, right? If we haven't got an announcement, it's still like, by the time it's announced, it's gonna probably be, I don't know, it could be a year before we see it actually in our hands, if we're lucky, you know? Or it could be another instance of like what happened with Kingdom Hearts 3, where it got announced like many years before it ever got released. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive back into the craziness of Kingdom Hearts. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like and a favorite. It really does help me out. And subscribe if you're not ready to become Piggy Penguin aboard this LP, where the days are always sunny and the vids are always funny. So, I think the Ace Attorney Chronicles game, I think comes out next week. I believe it comes out on Thursday. So technically I still have a little bit of time before hopping into a brand new series. So I don't know if I'll just be doing Strikers for a bit, like just by itself, or if I'll do some kind of one-off. I don't know. I'm off to kind of brainstorm, because we still technically have like a few days, but with which I could spend it on something else potentially. We'll see. I'll keep you guys posted about that. As always, Picky Penguins. Till next time, guys. Stay classy.